Presenting the award for Husbando of the Year, Crazy Fox Lady VTuber Kirsche.
Hi, I'm Kirsche, and I've got the honor of presenting this year's Husbando of the Year award.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Yeah, there was so much fucking shit that happened. I'm actually incredibly homosexual because the Real Game Awards that I presented the Husbando Award in happened while I was on my vacation, so I couldn't watch them. All I could do was retweet Dear Craig and hope that other people watched in my stead. All of the pre-stream subs ignored. It's so over. I'll get into them. I thought you were into BBC now. Oh my god. Oh my god. I make jokes about absolutely everything, and there's like one schizo that had been going crazy for years because in like one Pippa collab I made like a snow bunny joke.
Okay, anyways.
Well, if you're covered in snow, does that make you a snow bunny?
Kirsche, that has to do with white women and black men, Kirsche. What you just said. Kirsche, I am aware of the context of what you just said.
Right, and like if you spend any time on Pole, and that's basically where I grew up, you had like the fucking Jiddif doing the like, oh, white boy, how you gonna ever recover? White women built for BBC threads just like being posted ad nauseum. And so like that one schizo for years, like Kirsche made one snow bunny joke. That means she only fucks black guys. You can't joke about why would she know that if she didn't like fucking black men. And it's like, holy shit, that schizo is probably having like the best time of his life right now. And he's like, finally, other people are saying Kirsche's a coal burner. I'm vindicated. Oh my god, he's on Goonicide watch. I just want to know, right? Like, what kind of strange timeline do we live in where a bunch of browns are pretending to be white supremacists getting mad at a white woman for talking well about a fictional black character in a video game? I don't, what did you mean by, like, you could have at least been funny, right? They could have at least been like, well, it's fine that a fictional black man won a Husbando award because, you know, it's not like they can be good fathers in real life, so we can just let him have this one. Right? Like, they could have been funny. Emphasis on browns. Oh my god, it's actually so fucking funny. Wait, it wasn't ironic. No, it wasn't. Like, I was in my hotel room, like, looking at, like, react videos to the Game Awards of people just being like, oh, what is this fucking anime character? This is so cringe. How does anybody watch this? Like, why would anybody watch this kind of thing? Oh my god, she's talking nicely about a black character? She's controlled opposition. She's IDF. She's a fucking Jew. She's a Jew promoting miscegenation. And I was like, what the fuck am I listening to right now? I was like, surely this is just like comedy, right? Like, surely they're joking. And then I like look at comments and everyone's like, yeah, this fucking Jewish infiltration of right-wing circles. Like, how does anyone take this seriously? And there's coal burning whore. And I'm like, they're serious? I was like, they're fucking, and everybody, I guess, thought that like I had picked the winner instead of it being like something I just read. And Craig was like, I like Kirsche. Kirsche's an anime woman. Barrett is video game character. Husbando is anime terminology. Let's have the anime woman present the Husbando award. I was like, what? Coal burner Kirsche. Oh my god. Actually, just like the strangest controversy I've ever fucking been in. And then like, makes sense. And then they like moved the goalpost to like, oh, it doesn't matter that she didn't pick the winner, even if it was community voted. She said he deserved to win. She said he was a good guy. Lord, stop the presses. As unless you treat all black people as subhuman filth, you're not actually right-wing. Fucking, you heard it here first. RGA bit was pre-recorded? Yeah, obviously, all of them were. No one had a live bit for the Real Game Awards. It was all pre-recorded. Craig was very open about how it would all be pre-recorded this year because they didn't have time to do something live. And I think my favorite part is like, while I was laughing at everyone being a retard, they were doing the meme of like, ha, joke's on you, I was just pretending to be retarded, you're mad, you're so angry because I was being a retard, but I was doing it on purpose, haha, funny. And I was like, what the fuck even are these people? They can't be real, dude. They can't be fucking real. And then as if God needed to let me know that he made everyone who antis me some sort of like brain damaged mongoloid. He was like, look, you know, you have this new thing to laugh at, but hold on a second. We're gonna hold the retard Olympics just for you, Kirsche. The usual crowd of people that dislike me for being me in like the VTuber sphere were doing victory laps because they were like, oh, Kirsche courted this audience. Oh, look at what she's done. Her audience is turning against her. This is what she gets. This is what she fucking deserves. She's gonna come back from vacation and have no audience because she pissed them off. This is what happens when you court the racist right-wing chuds. All of these grifting e-girls don't know what they're doing. They just want the free money from the retard chuddy buddies. They don't know what they're getting into, and now she's gonna get eaten by that which she cultivated. And I'm like, holy shit. Holy fuck. Like, I just wish at least one person that anti'd me actually watched my content, because then maybe they would have like an actual point, right? But like can confirm Kirsche made me very angry at her for not letting chat do the Kirsche. I could at least make a joke about it if it was like actual white people being white supremacists, and the first thing they thought of when seeing a white woman talk about a fictional black character was like their weird interracial fetishes, right? But it's like, it's not actual white people, it's just a bunch of like brown people LARPing as white supremacists. I was like, what? Is this actually just like your fetish, you guys? Like, what are you doing? I don't understand. These people breathe manually. Twitter sounds more fun nowadays. Registered an account years ago, but haven't said a word. You'll be sure to follow me and share your words of wisdom. Ah, yes, white race savior, 1488. You're browner than I expected. And does all your race mixing mean you have to leave the audience? Oh my god. Funny seeing that guy get ratioed by a retweet just saying he's Mexican. I didn't even know. Like, I just thought that guy would post funny memes occasionally. Like, I never like scrolled his timeline or anything, so I didn't know anything about him. So as soon as everybody started commenting like, oh yeah, that guy's Mexican, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then the glue-eating retards who were celebrating me losing my audience. And they were just like, well, what did she think would happen when she interacts with someone who has Aryan in their name? And it's like, dude, apparently he's Mexican, what do you mean? Would never have expected that from Kaguya's top girl. Honestly. To be fair, there's some white, blue-eyed Mexicans in Mexico. You still don't understand? What's the drama? There really isn't any. It's basically just like two factions of retards trying to out-retard each other. But basically, one faction of people are upset that I am someone who has right-wing beliefs but is an anime woman and then also presented an award to a fictional black man in a video game. And then the other side is celebrating my downfall because my audience is leaving me because I presented an award to a fictional black man from a video game. Jontron, aka John Aryan Jafari. He's literally Hitler. These people sound clinically insane. Yeah, it's unironically like the weirdest thing I've had to be a part of. They went through my follows to see if I was following any artists who like did blacked porn. And obviously, when you follow over 1,000 artists, some of them are going to make questionable pornography. Like, some of them I absolutely know for certain make NTR. But apparently if I follow an artist because I like their art, that means I like absolutely everything they draw somehow. So, like, I was saying, like, happy birthday to Merryweather or, like, commenting on other people's posts, and these weirdos would, like, follow me around and be like, you're not just a coal burner for presenting an award to a black man. You follow blacked artists. Just admit it. You love BBC. And it's like, please, dude. Keep your fetishes away from me. You fucking weirdo. The guy that was mad at me for following an artist who draws BBC, he retweets a ton of Fuda porn. Literally never beating the allegations! And that... I feel like every time there's someone who's like, yeah, I'm a white supremacist, white people are superior, yeah, white power. I feel like every time I encounter one of those freaks, they're just like, I also love slurping on Fuda cock, I'm a furry. Like, it's literally like peanut butter and jelly. Like, they just always go together, man. Unironically caught red-handed. And there it is, never beating the allegations. And every fucking time. Oh, that's fucking glorious, man. Would you make a black man your personal husbando? I feel like you should watch the collaboration I had with Gundam. I might have also said it on FNT.
Well, you probably get a pass if, like, you're dating a black guy.
Yeah, white women dating black guys get a pass.
Yeah, they say it all the time. Would she date a black guy? That's the real questions.
I don't know. I plead the fifth. I don't think I can answer that.
You better move on.
Gundam, the blackest of Indian Americans. You know, it's weird that I've been on, you know, if I had a nickel for every time I went on someone else's show and they asked if I would date a black man, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. You never earned your punch insert current thing. We don't like merit badge. Potato Radio, they give the 5. And never forget Sargon got banned for sending BBC pics to actual Nazis and not the British Broadcasting Service. Why did Sargon have pictures of BBC to send to actual Nazis? Hold on, wait a minute. I feel like I'm missing some context here. You remember the silence as like, you know, I value being able to keep my life, chat. He probably just opened up poll. Okay, that's fair. That's true and fair. Oh my god. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot what it was. Let's look at what Craig had to say, man. Cause like he's also been getting fucking hammered for the award show. Imagine being like a small YouTuber. Imagine, I guess not small, like medium. Be like a medium YouTuber, and like everyone is pissed at you for hosting your own game awards show. Craig is such a bro. He's like the most normal of normal men I have ever known. And people are just like, he's a hateful guy. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, if anything, Craig is not hateful enough. He gives too much leniency to people who hate him. How on earth is you announcing Barrett voted best husbando controversial and actual bad husbando Razorfist announced an award as well? I feel like a lot of the outrage on Razorfist might be a little strange. I have some tabs on that as well. Because like I said before, I don't know what like Razor's opinions were on like fan service. There we go. I was losing my words. On like fan service in games. And so it felt like people were just lumping him in together with Melanie Mack because he was saying something similar at the same time. And to be fair, he did not word it very well. So it makes sense that people were just like, oh, both of you guys are doing this thing. People mad at him need to learn to read. But apparently he addressed it on Side Scrollers, so I will watch that. I will watch that with you. Craig is the good kind of normie, the based nerd normie. Yeah, it's nice that he still has a little bit of that, like, sparkle in your eye naivete that, like, everyone can just get along. But, you can't see this, developer's posts anymore because they went private. But, basically, they were super upset. They're like, so honored to have won the coveted Anti-Woke Game Awards Best Racing Game category. As a trans woman, it's so comforting to see them prioritize diversity, equality, and inclusion. To celebrate, I'm going to have gay sex with my word I can't say, transgender dog girl. And it's like, I feel like these people do not understand their ideological others. And I feel like that's been obvious for a while, but the fact that they thought that this was some sort of anti-woke award show, instead of just Craig wanting to showcase games in general.
Bad girl.
Alright, so like Craig didn't do like investigative work on all of the games. He had people do like nominations, he had community votes. These were just like what people liked. They were just what people liked. And the game itself didn't have any like woke shit ham-fisted into it, like sweet baby slobbered all over its knobber. So the fact that this person couldn't even graciously be like, thanks for the free advertising, even if I disagree with things that you believe in, they had to shove in like their sexuality and grody sexual content. Like, why would you say you're going to go have gay sex with your candy-ass transgender dog girl? Like, why? What makes people feel the need to say that? It's so fucking strange. The 28k likes is wild. It has more. Or it did before they went private, anyway. You tried to quote Craig saying, enjoy your gay sex, and got a pop-up message asking if you wanted to send a potentially offensive message. How is that potentially offensive? He's saying to enjoy it. Id pull narcissism does a number on people. What these people don't seem to understand is that the majority of people don't want to like shoehorn in their own politics after the woke shit is expunged. They want games to just be good again. And so to someone like Craig, it doesn't matter if a game developer is like a black trans raccoonkin or whatever, right? Like they could be whatever the fuck they want. If they're making a good game that isn't paused by ideological like persuasion, then it's going to sell and people are going to like it. And I think that was like the point of his award show. Not that we're going to shit on absolutely everything, but we're going to celebrate games that don't have ideological drive to them. If you build it, they will come. Yeah, exactly. But it's like these people can't handle anyone that disagrees with them, and so they have to get angry over being featured in some YouTuber's award show, right? If you come, they will build. Oh my god. And it's like, I agree with Smash. The game industry is naturally trying to protect itself from you, Craig. It sees you as a threat to their establishment. And it does. Because, again, I personally think Craig gives too much leeway to these people. Because they don't want to just make a good game. They want to shoehorn in all of their ideological nonsense. And even if their entry game doesn't have any of the ideological nonsense, that's how they begin. They will make a game that pulls people in by just being decent by itself, and then the next game they release will be covered in like all of the weird shit that nobody wants to see. Still trying to figure out how he lasted so long working for Rooster Teeth. You know, this person, he's the guy who did Bloodborne PSX. From what you've heard, this guy has a track record for being a crazy person. And for the context, for the joke, he's referring to the dog boss from Bloodborne. I just assumed it was their significant other. It's funny because they should want to pander to the people with actual money. True and real. But again, it's not about money right now. Like, obviously these people all want to make money, but if they are able to permeate the culture with their ideology, they win a cultural victory, which is worth more than money in the short term. I've said it many times, the bullying was misguided but useful. And then, Craig got blocked. Craig got blocked because he said, "Congrats, you'll notice that literally no one cared that you're trans. Literally no one. The audience cared that you made a good game. That's all people want. Our show is not anti-woke, it's simply meant to be an alternative to the access media and industry show. Enjoy your gay sex." At what point are they going to realize that the cultural victory is a losing proposition? I mean, I believe it will be a losing proposition because I believe enough of us pay attention and enough of us will say something to get all of this removed from the private sector, just like Trump is getting it removed from the federal sector. But it's not a losing proposition in and of itself. This is what communists try to do. They try to trick people, they try to subvert language, they try to make things sound nice while pushing their ideology, so that they get a whole bunch of useful idiots that will help them permeate and eventually transform the landscape into what they want it to be. Which is why I've been screaming about Bridge for over a year, because if you notice what's happening and you call it out, that is like the first defense mechanism against this kind of disease. They don't have money to last the 15 years they need to breed the new audience. I got some news for you. The new audience is already like teenagers, man. Below Gen Z, they're already like, 12, 13, 14 years old, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but like, don't relax, man. Left or right, you just want a good game that's enjoyable and doesn't tell you how to think? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Seems we've reached the ear of Mr. Orange Emperor, man. Yeah, seeing that language when he was rooting out DEI of like, and any other, language iterations they go under, I was like, yes, notice Mr. Orange, man. Notice what they're doing. And I mean, he called it Marxism, so I'm sure he knows. How do you feel about DEI removal in government agencies? Absolutely fucking excited, man. Some of them are trying to deny what's going on. They're trying to just sort of reshuffle their employees. But that's when you report them. That's when you report them. Obviously, this means Baron is a Kirsche fan. And then, Craig again said, the post below was both a quote tweet and response to the trans developer who was trying to be snarky about winning an award at the Real Game Awards. My response was honest and in good faith. This person's response, hide it from the post and block me as it doesn't fit their internalized victim narrative and public narrative they want to spin. Somehow, while this person was literally getting praise for their work, they were able to spin that into being a victim. It's because they value their identity over everything else. So if you are ignoring their identity, you are literally committing violence against them. And then, like, people were upset even that Craig had, like, the awards be paid for. But it's like, if there wasn't a barrier of entry, then the votes could just get flooded by people who are trolling or who hate Craig or hate what he's doing. And then, like, what would be the point? What would be the point in that? Yeah, or bots. And then on top of that, he wants to make this, like, a yearly thing. And so he wants to have people who want to support, like, an alternative version of the Game Awards. Who knows if it'll become, like, a large thing or if it'll just be, like, a fun inner circle thing that YouTubers do together. Who knows? But it's like, nobody's forcing people to pay. And every time something happens, he always makes a new fucking promo code to get $5 off for your voting membership. So it's like nobody is being forced to pay. If they want to join, if they want to support what Craig's doing, they can. And it always like boggles my noggles, right? When other content creators will be like, why would anyone pay for this? This is such a grift. Like, you gotta be stupid to pay for this kind of thing. And it's like, well, what about your audience? Your audience pays for memberships, don't they? Like, you're getting money from your audience. How is what Craig is doing any different? right? And it's like this is like a special event even, so it's not even just like regular memberships that you're getting on the daily. It is a special event thing that he is putting together with his own time to gather a whole bunch of content creators together to do this. And again, content creators are some of the most unreliable fucking people I have ever interacted with in my life. So the fact that Craig was able to get so many people to actually record this shit is kind of like amazing in and of itself. It was nice of Angry Video Game Nerd to show up. Yeah, they had Marty O'Donnell show up as well, the composer guy. People going after him and the Angry Video Game Nerd for their old stuff drives you up the wall. That shit was funny in the 2000s. Our humor was different. I mean, I wish they could still do that kind of humor today. Truly, the easiest to see coming black pill is that there's no recovery or middle ground solution for this. Every open hand of kindness given, even to people supposedly friendly, is spat on. How can anyone hope there to be a middle ground in this in any capacity? Inevitable total rejection or inevitable acceptance. I think it's because a lot of us prefer to hold on to the hope that people can get along, even if like deep down we know that's probably not possible, right? And there's also like there's only so much you can really say as a public figure as well. I walk the very thin edge of the tightrope as it is, which is why when I've had people on my stream before, like, sorry Spoon Man, I'm gonna use you as an example. When I've had, like, the Spoon Man on before, and he starts ranting about, like, he starts ranting about, like, the Jewish cabal in control of everything, and I'm like, bro, dude, man, I have sponsors, alright? Like, you can't just come here and start saying that. The developer said something else again. They're just like, I rescind my reward. I didn't give you permission. You never asked for permission like every other award show that has approached me. This is true for other devs' games you put in your show. You did not ask. Remove it now. And it's like, he's not like fucking Jeff Keighley putting on a national stage award show. It's just like some YouTuber guy, man. Just some YouTuber guy. I don't understand the anger. And maybe next year, he could ask people. Maybe he could get developers to actually come and participate if he did try to involve them, right? Holy shit, he should just take the W. And there was another developer that started, like, fucking going crazy as well. But I don't have those tweets on hand. So this guy wrote, like, a little essay on the video. And he said, Kirsche, I just came from this fucking guy's video about that horrific panel, the Real Game Awards, that you, for some godforsaken reason, chose to be on. I don't really know if you're gonna see this, but here goes. And, like, maybe this should have been the first red flag that he wasn't engaging in good faith, that he said for some godforsaken reason, when I've been on side-scrollers, like, a million fucking times, and it's very obvious that I like Craig and Blabs. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can hate the Real Game Awards. You can think it was stupid or cheesy. You can think, like, Craig shouldn't have had people pay for fucking voting. That's all fine. I don't care if people dislike it. I like Craig. He asked me to be a presenter for award. I said yes. I didn't even know who any of the other presenters were going to be until the day of the award show. Concern friending. So, continuing here, you need to get the fuck away from this right-wing culture war grifting crowd you're coasting up with. One day, you'll eventually slip up and they'll turn on you and drag you into the dirt. Touching grass and smelling the coffee is always an option. Is this guy telling me to just stop making content? Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? And also, I don't associate with everyone who is in the Real Game Awards. In fact, there's a presenter in the Real Game Awards that I objectively hate because they're a terrible person. But that doesn't matter because they weren't my show, they were Craig's. And Craig can invite whoever the fuck he wants into his show. Holy moly, schizo. He wants to save you. Save me from what? People who don't even watch me? Like, I don't understand this mentality from people. It's actually just like, what are you doing, my guy? And I like how he says one day you'll eventually slip up and they'll turn on you and drag you into the dirt. And then his next sentence is, they literally called you a BBC-loving Jew for literally just reading a choice you didn't make. And you just took that shit on the chin. As if it wasn't the hand of Almighty Yahweh giving you a wake-up call. You realize how this could trap you, right? I understand all of the people who anti me don't actually watch my content, so they just like make up shit in their minds. No one in my audience was angry. No one in my audience called me a BBC-loving Jew. No one in my audience even thought anything of me being in the Game Awards. My audience is not groypers. My audience is not like these weird people freaking out that a fictional black man that is a decent person exists in a video game that first came out in like 1997 or some shit. And people are trying to set you up. You should become a mad schizo. It's so fucking weird, man. It's so fucking weird. You're a bit slow. What the hell is a coal burner, by the way? You burn the coal, you pay the toll. That's the rules, man. I don't make them, I just repeat them. A coal burner is a white woman who fucks black men. It's been a racist meme for a very, very long time. Coal burner, and again, the burn the coal, pay the toll. The opposite, if it's a white man fucking a black woman, they're called an oil driller. Now you know. This has been your lesson in racism for the day. The more you know, I guess. Always monetize your haters, chat. Always make fun of retards. She's been on the internet enough. So my home board on 4chan was Pole. And at any time during the day, Pole was like 50% JITIF threads about BBC, dude. And what if she fucks them? What about it, man? Why are people so upset about a Game Awards where the gamers actually decide the winners instead of media and corpos? Because they just want to call everyone grifters. And it's like, I don't care if you don't like the fact that Craig asked people to pay for the Game Awards. That's fine if you have that opinion. I think it makes sense because it's a way to gatekeep people who actually wanted to participate in it, and it's a way to make the award show bigger and more full the next time around. Back to schizo posting. I bet you don't even like half the people in this little group. You're right. I don't like any of the people in the group calling me a BBC-loving Jew. Because they don't watch me, and they know nothing about me, and so their opinions are just stuff to laugh at on stream. In fact, you probably despise some of them. For some reason, though, you keep selling out to the outrage culture. Hey, I guess we all gotta make a bag at some point. Don't blame you for that one. Why is it assumed that I don't believe the shit that I say? Why is it assumed that the content I've been making for over 5 years, and I have had consistent opinions over those 5 years, why is it assumed that I don't believe any of this shit? I just don't get it. Think further than this. What will this eventually make your content? What lines will you never be able to cross? What things about yourself might trigger the horde? I mean, clearly fucking everything. Clearly fucking everything about my existence makes people seethe. And you know what? That's free content, baby. That's free content if I just keep making people seethe by existing and not doing anything. We know what triggered this guy. It's like I fight with chat all the time. I fight with you guys all the time over, like, eugenics, over my opinion on abortion, because while I think it should be very restricted, and I have no problems with, like, the 6 weeks, no longer than 6 weeks thing, some people in chat want it to be completely fucking gone, and it's like, that's your prerogative, that's okay, but I make those guys angry every time I say, like, it's fine at 6 weeks. If I genuinely, like, got hit in the head with a shovel, and then I came out and was like, actually, chat, I'm progressive now. I've dyed my hair. I love transgender children, and I'm going to patronize Shadman. Like, you know, like, I can't imagine, unless I did a literal fucking 180 from what I am right now, would ever make, like, my actual audience upset with me. They got to Kirsche. I'm fucking pretty just open about everything. And like sometimes I have retarded takes. And sometimes I remember shit wrong and chat has to correct me. That's just the average life of a coconut. And trans is one thing, but Shad Man, oh my god. I feel like if I was okay with transgender children, like patronizing Shad Man would just be the next logical step, right? Like that just makes sense. I think Kirsche is a pretty cool dude, fights chat, doesn't afraid of anything. 1 year later, man, I think she took this a bit too far. I'm sure you probably realize that some of your fans watched that self-aggrandizing mess of an event. Some of them may have even paid $30 just to vote on a salty recreation of the Woke Game Awards. And watch party for the real one wasn't damn near behind in views. I don't know what that means. I don't know what this sentence means, chat. I'm sure my chat didn't pay $30 because I continually talked about the discount codes that Craig would offer. Why are they so butt mad about the Real Game Awards? I don't fucking know, man. I've, like, ever since the day of the award show, I've just been dealing with fucking schizos. And it's like, what are you doing? What do you do? There's always a couple of people, like, in the VTuber community as well, who are just like, why does Kirsche even talk about these people? Like, she shouldn't get upset and she shouldn't whine about it on Twitter. It's just like, it makes her look bad and she should just like shut up and not pay attention to it. And it's like, dude, in what way am I upset? Why wouldn't I monetize my haters? Like, I know you don't watch me, so you come off as a retard. But like, please, dude. Yeah, don't defend yourself, just bend the knee. It's not even defending myself, it's just laughing. It's just a bad look, okay? There are days you don't have to deal with schizos. You know, maybe when I'm not streaming. Although, this happened while I was on vacation, so I wasn't even streaming then. Oh my god, need to vent. Didn't even hear of the Real Game Awards. No! It was fun! So the schizo continues. All I'm gonna ask to end this off is, where do you think the grifting lands? I've seen leftist breadtubers do it, and I've seen your kind do it. That's kind of racist. What do you mean by my kind? All right, you fucking anime racist. You still can't get over Craig creating the promo codes based on haters. You fucking love that. But yeah, that was a good thing. That was a fucking good troll, dude. Where do you think this ends, dude? Think on it. Watch that random guy's video and maybe decide if this is where you want to go. Why the fuck? Why would I watch someone's content who clearly doesn't watch me and is criticizing me for presenting an award? Why would I waste my time, dude? This is meant to be a lot more direct for you, Kirsche. If my fellow commenter sees it, I don't really care. It's for you. Well, your advice is pretty fucking worthless, my guy. You're like actually schizo posting here. This is like some Henry Pippa is a Chinese asset tier schizo posting. Might have been shilling his content. Rando he's talking about only has 50 views on his Rumble vid. Well, I don't want to fucking like view shame someone, right? But it's like, I'm not gonna watch someone who's fucking being a schizo. And so I replied, because I guess I didn't see the red flags because I had just woken up and I was like, maybe this guy's actually genuine. So I was like, I don't know who that is, and why would I watch content from people who hate me without knowing me based on what you said? I think you're confusing two groups of people. If you're commenting sincerely. Side-scrollers and Craig, who set up the Real Game Awards and his audience, aren't the ones trying to berate me. My audience is not upset with me for presenting in the Game Awards. The people calling me a coal-burning Jew are not people I associate with or quote-unquote pander to. So the entirety of your comment makes no sense. And again, I wasn't going to bring this up, but he responded, and I noticed this before I went live. So the response was like, okay, I guess we're going to talk about an idiot on stream today. He just keeps going. Holy essaying. So he responded to me, and he goes, huh, well, first things first, surprised you responded to this. So thank you. Yeah, I responded because I thought maybe you were someone in my audience who just didn't understand what was going on. But it made it very clear that you are someone who doesn't watch me, doesn't enjoy my content, and you're just another schizo from the Groiper side that I don't care about. Second thing second, I think we both know at the very core, they are the people you pander to. Chat, are you guys secret Groipers? Are you guys like fucking Nick Fuentes fuck buddies? Do I have people who sucked Destiny's cock in my chat right now? Like, I just... What? Caught, actually fucking caught, dude. No, Nick Fuentes. Oh no, she found the tapes! I have thankfully managed to escape ever seeing Destiny or Nick naked, and I hope that streak continues. Who is the they, though? He's talking about the people calling me a coal-burning Jew, which are not the people I pander to. And I wouldn't even call it pandering if it's things I actually believe when I say them. I'm not saying shit for, like, audience capitulation and audience capture. I am who I am, and I'll say what I think, and sometimes I'm fucking wrong, and sometimes I sound like a retard. That's just what happens. Let's not kid ourselves here. Pipelines always have an end. And naturally, you wouldn't know a YouTuber way smaller than you. Makes sense. Naturally, though, you have to realize that some faction of crazed lunatics associated with a fan base, a Mothral group you work with, had to have been the ones ripping you to shreds over something you weren't culpable over. Frankly, it seems a lot of that can be tied back to content like yours. What is the schizo sentence? First of all, no. People who dislike, I guess, Craig, or the fact that there were a quote-unquote Real Game Awards, watched the Real Game Awards, reacted to it. A lot of these people who are right-of-center leaning or very far-gone psychopaths have anime racism. They see anime woman and they just lose their fucking minds. These are not people in my audience. These are not people who are part of my fan base. They're not part of Craig's fan base. They're completely unrelated, and they can do reactions. Nobody's gonna stop them. But, like, trying to pretend that I pander to those people is just insanity. You know you slowly sold out to the grifter pipeline, and frankly, complete denial is expected. So, like, what's even the fucking point, man? If anything I say you're just going to reject as me denying the fact that I'm a grifter, what's even the fucking point? Like... That's just his poor attempt to gaslight. She can't possibly believe any of the shit she says. Women aren't based. They can't be based. They only take on the opinions of the men that they fuck. Who is she fucking? What black man is she fucking right now? I can only feel the brown ESL energy from this post. I'm a random commenter and you're a YouTuber. I shouldn't mean anything to you, yet I think I struck a nerve. Is this what these people do? Like, anytime they get a response, they're like, ooh, I struck a nerve. Ooh, I was just pretending to be retarded. You're the one who's mad. Ooh. No, man, you're the content. You've become the content, crazy schizo rambling man in my comments. Why? Random YouTuber as a YouTuber doesn't hate you, from the looks of it at least. Less of a hate and more of a pity. I just don't give a shit. Maybe I'm protecting. I think you mean projecting. But that's kind of what I hold for you too. Then again, enough essay, I can't say that word, and more simplicity. Chat, the random schizo commenter pities me because I have opinions that I actually care about. Aww. It's the says something retarded, oh you must be mad, huh, meme. That's pretty much most of the people that I interact with as content. How the fuck did he say that without YouTube deleting the slur? That's a great question. I want to know that. That's a genuine question for this guy. How do you get around the YouTube censors? Because you've been a bad girl. Oh my god. I don't believe even half the opinions you or other right-wing grifters spout are genuine. How is it, like, I might not like the opinions of people who are progressive, and I might think a lot of them are founded in irrationality, but I can understand the mindset that brings them to those conclusions. I think it's very strange that these people cannot perceive that there are us that exist that actually hold these opinions, and it's not just saying random buzzwords to collect fucking super berries from people. Like, I just don't understand. You know, Kirsche, you weren't initially a fan of me because you don't really like anime. However, you also respect side-scrollers. You decided to give me a shot. Personality won you over, so you subbed on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you. Y'all go with the flow and give your audience what they want because it makes you moolah. Yeah, that's why I've written letters to fucking my governor. That's why I've gotten contacted by a political organization for my work into Bridge. That's why my work into Bridge has been ignored by other content creators that you probably also call grifters. That's definitely true. I'm just going with the flow. Don't blame you on that. In the age of the return of the king, grifting on outrage is very lucrative. You go, girl! I voted for him in 2016. I was excited for him prior to 2016. I don't know what you mean. You can ignore the obvious as much as you'd like. Most of your audience is loyal because your heels are dug in at just the right spot. Same shit for any breadtuber cuck like Hassan or Ethan is online, or Big Joel or what have you. I don't know who the fuck Big Joel is. This man is living in a delusion. It's infinitely interesting how horseshoe theory continues to be real, where, like, as crazy as the blue-haired screeching progressives are, or like the weird seething V-tweeters are towards me, there are the anime racist right that have the same just insane ramblings as these people. This guy's so cringe. No one talks like this in person. I'm sorry. I thought you're supposed to hate me, chat. You're not supposed to laugh at these guys with me. You're supposed to agree with them. But you know, the moment you slip, you take quite the hit. Not fatal, but a good sign. When I came back from vacation, I talked about my one worry in regards to, like, falling off and, like, losing audience. And it had nothing to do with my opinions or my content. It had to do with taking time off. It's all crazy. This shit happened from an award for best husband. It's crazy! It's I was literally the presenter. I had nothing to do with choosing it. And yet that is what made people kick up a firestorm. The anime racism is insane, dude. If Kirsche went for the moolah, she would have cashed out on every sponsor opportunity she had and capitulated to the centrist audience years ago. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten banned from Offkai if I was trying to get in for the moolah. Because Offkai is a great networking opportunity, but Offkai decided to cancel culture me. They decided, we're gonna lie to you and tell you that it was volunteers when it's actually our staff that doesn't want you here. And most VTubers also don't like the Offkai staff, but they won't do anything about it, which is incredibly sad. You can go make as much outrage and foster as much of a fire as needed. Make as many real game awards that don't even know what an IP is as possible. The bag is always enticing. I didn't talk about IPs when I presented my award. I don't even know what he's talking about at this point. Based Rev for not going out of protest. Yeah, Rev and Straub, Giga based, unironically. So that's what happened at Offkai? Yeah. I mean, I kind of, like, put my foot in my mouth a bit, and I apologize for that as well. And only people who watch me obviously know this, and people keep trying to perpetuate lies about Offkai as well. But there were volunteers at Offkai who were like, well, we have these recordings for you, and we have these logs from the Discord, and this, like, resoundly proves, you know, there was, like, sabotage, and there were these issues, and I was like, oh, okay. I trust you, because you're, like, inside Offkai, right? And so I talked about it sooner than I should have, and when I finally read through all the logs and I listened to all the recordings I was sent, there was no real, like, smoking gun in there. It was basically just the staff confirming, yeah, it wasn't volunteers that didn't want Kirsche here. It was us who didn't want her here because of her political opinions. So that was the only real thing that I figured out from that. And so I apologize for speaking before I had read through the evidence, because I don't want to be someone who continuously jumps the gun. So I wanted to, you know, have the humility to admit that I was wrong in what I was saying. I trusted someone before verifying myself, and you should never do that. You always verify, don't just trust. At least you have humility. Yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna fucking be a bitch about it, man. Humility in 2025, holy fuck, hell yeah. Yeah, so it's like they were playing cancel culture, They're probably going to do it again this year because they've done it to other VTubers besides me. I'm the only one who got, like, banned. Well, not, I don't want to say banned because then people will be like, man, Nicole, I got blacklisted from appearing on panels and being a guest at Offkai. I can still pay them money and go if I desire, but I'm not going to pay people who hate me money. That's stupid. But, like, they've tried to get rid of other VTubers previously, and that hasn't worked. The only reason they can bully me out was because I was indie and I didn't have any financial backing of a company. They did slip up about Pippa. That was the funniest thing. It was very funny because I got conventions confused and then they just admitted that, yeah, we also tried to do that to her. Do Anime North like the FaZe people do? Yeah. Kier barred from holding a panel but could still an entrance ticket to see panels? Yeah. And so Moonshine, the lovely Korean boy wife that he is, he was like, all of us are gonna be here. I don't want you to be excluded. So even if fuck off Kai, I want you to have a fun time with your friends. So Moonshine just kind of carted me around on a little screen. Since Rev and Straub also backed out on my behalf, I invited them to come as well. Kim Jong-moon. If you're in Mythic, wouldn't that make it harder for Offkai to exclude you? I don't think I would gain anything from asking Mythic to get me into Offkai, because I want Offkai to fundamentally change. I want the people who are playing politics to be out from Offkai. I want people who actually care about VTubing and who want Offkai to be for all VTubers to be the ones running Offkai. As long as they're playing partisan politics and they're allowing identity politics panels while excluding other VTubers for having opinions, even if they're not bringing politics to Offkai, that is inherently playing political. If they're allowing progressive political panels, but rejecting other people from showing up because of their political opinions, they are the ones who brought politics into this. And there are people who won't care because they don't like my politics, but eventually, you might espouse an opinion that they don't like, and you might also get culled. So it's like, I want things to change, and I want Offkai to be better, and I want Offkai to be actually unironically for all VTubers. I wonder how different Offkai will be this year since it's not in San Fran. It won't be any different because it's run by the same people. It doesn't matter where it is if the people running it are the same. A lot of VTubers are done with Offkai at this point. There's always problems with the con aside from this, like security issues. Yeah, there's a ton of security issues, and there's a ton of technical issues, but I wouldn't say a lot of VTubers are done with it. Again, I know a lot of VTubers who dislike Offkai, who dislike the Offkai staff, who dislike how it's run, but much like, you know, Hollywood, the industry standard is to shut up and don't talk about it if you experience bad treatment. Just deal with it. Because if you speak out about bad treatment, you're going to be blacklisted from the industry, you're going to lose opportunities, you're going to lose collab opportunities, you're going to lose the ability to network, so just shut up and take the bad behavior. And that's why I got so much pushback from, like, non-Offkai, but people in the VTuber sphere, because they wanted me to just shut up and take it. They wanted me to not rock the boat, they wanted me to just deal with the bad behavior of Offkai, and they wanted me to just be excluded and shut up about it. Maybe you're cynical, but as long as Offkai makes VTuber agencies money, they won't care, nor will the VTuber fans. Yeah, absolutely. That is how that works. It's not affecting me, so as far as I'm concerned, the only problem is you raising awareness about it, so shut up and take it so I can maintain my everything is fine bubble. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's like, I don't want to deal with people who have that mentality, because it's the toxic mentality that allows poor treatment of VTubers to continue. So are we just allowing this raw to continue with the VTuber industry? There's nothing that can be done unless a lot of VTubers want to do something about it. Because Offkai needs us and needs VTuber corporations more than any of us need Offkai. But unless people want to do something about it, it's not going to change. And I am just one person. I decided to fuck off with politics because, frankly, everyone online was a retard, and I settled with more real-sounding politicians like Trump because he was funny as shit. This sounds like the most disingenuous sentence I've ever read. Regardless, brass tacks, I'm just leaving this here to give you a heads up. Fire is good, but make sure you don't fan flames in the future too much. May grow out of control, even for you. Is this a threat? Is this a threat, my guy? Are you threatening me? You threatening that the weirdos that aren't in my audience are going to go further and do more damage? It's kind of a weird thing to say. It's kind of a strange thing to say. What a schizo. Take your meds, schizo retard.